Hello and welcome to the biweekly G2X customer training. And even if you are not a customer yet, welcome and thank you for joining. My name is Alexa Choi and I am the Chief Operating Officer of G2X. This is a very exciting day because we have a bunch of new functionality and tools to share with you today. And also my colleague Marianne Brown is on the line as well. So if you have any problems, technical challenges, don't hesitate to give us a shout. Marianne will get you set straight. Also wanted to let you know that you should put your LinkedIn profile into the chat because that way we can kind of like communicate with each other. It's a fun networking exercise. And it's always fun to meet other business professionals in the area. All right, that being said, I'm going to jump right into it. We've got a lot to cover today. So I'm going to go ahead and, oh, I guess I am sharing my screen already. Wow. Didn't have to share. It's already being shared. Fantastic. What you are looking at here is one of our brand new tools. And I had said that I was like super excited. And every time I do this, I start somewhere different. So what I did today was I popped into the opportunities tab and then I pulled up an opportunity and you're going to notice a couple of fun things. First of all, add the pipeline, big green button up here. And when you add that to pipeline, it's going to go into your pipelines down here, which I'm also going to maybe touch on a little bit later, but pipelines is not actually active for everybody right now, whereas I think opportunities is actually live for everyone. Wanted to also point out that we did pull our big reports out into their own section called reports, and that is where you can find reports that track down incumbents, recompeting contracts, and we kind of give you everything you might need to be able to fill your pipeline with that particular agency. We just published one on Department of Transportation, full and open deals. The small business version of that I think is launching tomorrow. And then we're going to be releasing a whole recompete report around the big Army consolidation vehicle called MAPS. And that's going to be, I think it's going to be in two different reports because it's very long, as like who holds contracts with these on the two vehicles that are currently there and like how to position yourself to win the task orders and who's doing what, who's who in the zoo, all that stuff. So the reports, is a very important thing to have and make sure that you are aware of kind of like what's going on in there and make sure you just kind of check. The daily take will also have the new reports as they come out listed in the featured items up on top. But if this is your first time using G2X, I wanted to come back to the homepage. So when you log into G2X, it looks like this. And you can filter by agency and also by category and save your search right here on the homepage. I always obviously have access to all three verticals, DoD, FedCiv, and Health. So you can see that it's all populated here for me. I'm going to pop into this industry move right here and talk a little bit about our new tool, which lovingly internally we call Atlas, and really what's the value of it and what is it. So Lantana, one of our wonderful corporate members, hired a new chief growth officer. And boy, does he have a background. I just looked him up on LinkedIn, so that's how I know. But if you come in here, what Atlas is if you pop into the G2 AI analysis, it's going to be fetching from their website who their partners are, what certifications they have, what NAICS codes they have, where they do work, who their leaders are, and all of these pieces, because ultimately, these are the things you'd have to go ferret out if you were looking to team with this company, right? So we're going to put it here at your fingertips. And also, you might also be looking at this and being like, okay, cool. Well, as far as it goes, what kind of past performance does he have to play with, right? So he's got all kinds of contracts here that he could play with from a contracts perspective from past performance. And also you can see where they've done their subcontracting too. So you can see that they are subcontractors to Leidos, GDIT, ABT, CACI. So they've got this company's poised to do some really big things. So this is Atlas, and it has just been released. So please feel free to get in there and do your research from there. Sorry, I'm just gonna put my headphones in real quick because my dog is barking. 1 second. Okay, hopefully that will not matter anymore. Because Marianne, can you just go ahead and confirm you can hear me okay?
Yep, you're good.
All right, fantastic. So that's Atlas, and I'm gonna pop from here over to our events tab. And I'm gonna kind of just like walk through here for today's flow. But as far as the events go, this is another area that we are adding a lot more functionality into. So you're going to notice when you click on anything that we've got a lot more of the details in here about the who, what's, when, where's, important notes, registration, all of that. And you can add to your calendar right here is a straight download. Those are new things. Whenever I'm doing my market research, right? Because there's a few things you do in a tool like G2X. You can do, where should I be for events? Where should my team be? What opportunities are we chasing? What partners am I looking for? What is my agency buying? Who are they buying it from? Right? So when I'm in the workflow of BD and capture, I like to be in the search tab because it is the most flexible, in my opinion. So when you're up here, you can do it a couple different ways. I'm going to search for ServiceNow. ServiceNow is a super hot low-code, no-code platform. You can come in here and hit Save Search. And if you do hit Save Search here, it's going to send you an email every single time that, well, it's going to roll it up for you and give you an email one per day of everywhere where the ServiceNow things are. Now, if ServiceNow isn't your cup of tea, it could be anything, right? And then also down here, I just wanted to point out that you could change your frequency as well. So it's pretty flexible. Save search functionality here is pretty cool. Now let's just say, okay, I'm going to take this out. I don't want that. Yeah. All right. So one thing, this is a pro tip, by the way, I would ignore this tags altogether. Just pretend like it's not there. Okay. So I'm going to do a little bit of BD analysis. I'm going to come in here and say, all right, CMS, I really care what CMS has going on. And I'm going to look at opportunities because there's a lot of data in here. Like, let's be specific. So when we're in here, you can see that we are now looking at the January opportunity report. This is where our team will go and pull down their forecast and tell you everything that's been added new and everything that got removed, which both of those are market intel, right? And then you can see that we are also adding any of the different opportunities as they come out for CMS. And this one right here is one that I think I might go take a look at because Ramada 3 IDIQ update, that's going to be one of the biggest recompetes of 2025, especially in the Fed health space. So definitely want to know what's going on there. So in that case, like if you're like me, I'll tell myself that, and then I'll be like, there was something I wanted to check out, and I would totally forget. So you can bookmark this, and if you do bookmark it, then it's going to live up there. And likewise, if you wanted to save your search and you want to go back to your saved searches and run them, edit them, all those things, that's going to be under this bell up here at the top. So if you pop in there, you've got all your saved searches, and you can see I have quite a few. So one of the things I wanted to point out here is that G2X does a beautiful job of thinking about the user experience. So that being said, I'm not getting, I don't know how many I have up here, 20 maybe? I'm not getting 20 emails. I get one email that actually rolls up every single search. And it's kind of cool because then I know exactly what I'm looking for. It's like I created my own custom newsletter, to be honest. And that was our thought behind doing it that way. So, all right. So what did I just go over, right? I went over, this is where your bookmarks live. So I can go back and read that Ramada 3 update. This is where your saved searches live. And then just for something fun, because I like to throw fun stuff in there, check this out. Dark mode, hey, light mode, hey. So that was kind of fun. Okay, let me go back over here. So of course, you know that we track 3 different verticals. You've got Health, Fed, Civ, and DoD. One of the things that I like to answer before people ask me is, are you guys including Intel and the Fourth Estate? Fourth Estate being DISA, DARPA, those kind of agencies. So answer is Intel, no. We do not have access to Scattered Castles or some of those more, Intel specific procurement sites. However, yes, the Fourth Estate, DISA, DARPA, those types are in here for sure, being tracked like everything else. And this is a great time for me to mention that we do a lot of cross-posting as well. So, for example, Military Health Agency, MHA, they do a lot on the health side, and the Veterans Affairs kind of cross over our health IT market and our defense market. So we've got customers that have a health IT, kind of like practice, and they want to know about both things. So we make sure that we're cross-posting both ways on those opportunities. So if you are thinking about becoming a member of G2X and you're conflicted, just know that if you buy one or the other, you're probably going to be covered. Okay. Does anybody have any questions so far? I know that I'm kind of rambling a little bit.
I don't see anything yet.
All right, cool. Okay, so before I jump into the second part of this, I did want to bring up a couple of things. First of all, you're going to want to come in here and fill out your personal profile. So I click on my personal profile. You've got my banner picture here. You can put in your title and a little bit of a biography, and you're going to want to hit save. Also, one thing to point out up here, you've got your account, your billing, your company profiles, and your member discounts. So if I wanted to kind of like launch into our whole customer success team story. If you want to kind of like account manage your own account, you can do it here, right here. And if you click in here, and I don't actually have access to it because I have a different kind of account inside of G2X, but if I did, you could see every single one of your subscriptions, everybody who has access to it, and then you can add people, remove people, and all of that within here. And then also you can claim your company profile, you can make changes to your company profile within here. And then I wanted to let you know that if you still are having a challenge, you can reach out to us for help anytime by hitting this button here, and it will go directly into, I'm going to give you a little bit of a secret sauce knowledge here. We have Slack set up, and we have Slack plugged into HubSpot, and we have a whole entire help desk up and running. So if you do that, no matter what time, day and night, we get pinged on Slack, we get pinged on HubSpot, and we have a whole workflow built out as to who responds and when, and we have SLAs behind it. And we have, I have to say, shout out to the customer success team. They are amazing, and they will take care of you if you have any problems at all. All right, so with that being said, I'm going to launch into the second part of the training here, and I'm going to start with the directory. So do you remember I was talking about your personal profile? You're going to want to fill it out because eventually where G2X is going, we're going to build in the ability to reach out to folks in platform. So you're going to want to make sure that this is as reflective as possible as to who you are. And eventually down here at the bottom, we'll have an opt-in option where you can say, yes, I would like to get like people reaching out to me for teaming things and this and that. And you could also opt out. So don't think we're going to opt you into anything that you don't want to be a part of. We were already thinking about that. The next piece I wanted to pull up is our company profiles. And this is really something that we've launched, I would say the second half of 2024, and has become one of the more popular areas of our entire system. So check this out. Coforma, and I'm a big fan of the CEO of Coforma, Eduardo. They are now a trending profile. They won a big Spruce task order. So you remember how I mentioned you could actually claim your profile here. You've got your socioeconomic statuses here. You can see your total awards, your lifetime contract value here. And if you come on down, you've got the spend over the years. And the nice thing is it'll give you a rolling average, right? So you all know, as well as I know, that you are trying to figure out small business size standards is kind of a pain. You got to look at the spending over the years. You have to back into it. You have to look at their NAICS codes. It's a whole thing. So if you have your rolling average, it's easier to do that. And one thing I wanted to point out that I think is quite nice is you can also look at it over 10 years if they have the data. So Coforma is a little bit newer. They're not going to have 10 years worth of data, but we will show whatever they have. And if you come down here, you can also take a look at this is what they call a tree graph. And you can see that the VA is pretty much half their business. They also have CMS work and OPM. So if you come on down here, you can see it broken out by percentages. And you've also got a lot of information about their contract awards, their IDVs, and their subcontracts as well. So if you're in here and you want to pop this open, you can get a little bit more information, and just know that this is if you click the link, it'll take you straight back to USA spending. All of this data is backtracked to USA spending. So you don't have to wonder like, I wonder where G2X got that. That's where we got that. And then the other piece I wanted to mention is that the IDV piece is important because if you look down here and take a look, you can see that these are, and by the way, IDVs is like a vehicle IDIQ type of thing, right? Or GWAC, multiple award vehicles. So those are all going to be here, and you can see a little bit about, oh yeah, BPA, sorry, that's the other one I should have mentioned was a BPA. A little bit about their past performance that's not showing up in some of their direct contracts. So this right here is really fascinating to me, this AI pilot program, right? So, all right, I think that is my company profiles page here. One more thing I did want to add also, actually, let me go back down. If you wanted to add your company's capability statement or a white paper or whatever paper you wanted to, you could add it down here at the bottom. And then you also have aggregated the curated information that G2X has been collecting on this company over the last, I mean, as long as it's been in business. So you've got pages and pages that you can look through if you wanted to see kind of some of their wins, who they've been hiring, what kind of news has been out there about them. So this is really a great place to come if you are vetting a partner, if you're looking to do business with somebody, if you're looking to hire somebody from the company. Like just like the use cases are endless as to why somebody might come into the company profiles page. It's a really great way to learn more about a business for sure. So are there any questions so far on the company profiles at all?
I'm not seeing any still.
All right, fantastic. Well, I'm going to talk about, this is a G2X deep cut. So if you come in here in the explore companies, you can, people, it's funny because I was on a call with somebody the other day and they were like, it would be so great if we could by NAICS code and by socioeconomic status, filter this out. And I was like, funny that you mentioned that. So in here, I'm going to say 541611 management consulting NAICS code. And I'm going to say, show me all the women-owned businesses with this NAICS code. So then you've got your women-owned businesses that have the primary NAICS code set as 541611, which is pretty great. And I would click into one of these, but it's hard to tell just from like a glance how big they are, but I'll do it anyways. So this one doesn't look like they have any registered prime past performance or sub past performance with the federal government. And the thing is this, right? This is pulling from companies that have profiles in SAM.gov. And there's a lot of them. When I tell you there's a lot, there's a lot. There's like 800,000 or something, like so many. So, for me to run a search like this and to have them pop up, then it's, you grab one out of the blue and it might not be the one. They might not have anything. So I just pulled up Cognac Management Solutions. This is a conglomerate, probably one of the arms. I don't think it's the main one, could be the main one, but I think it's one of the arms of the Alaska Native company, Cognac. So if you come down here, you're gonna see the parts and pieces that I was walking through for everybody else. And, if you are really looking to understand, for example, I'm going to give you an example. Department of State, they love to hit the easy button and hire the Alaska Native companies. So if you wanted to, and by the way, this is corroborated, that statement has been corroborated by this. But if you wanted to come down here and really understand the primes and subs and Alaska Native hold that they have on the Department of State, you could do it in the company profiles pretty easily. So all right. Any questions so far on this?
Nope, this is a quiet group, it looks like.
Wow. Okay, great. So I'm gonna show a couple of exciting things, and then at the very end, I'll pop back in and show pipelines. So one thing I wanted to share with you guys is we just launched this AI tool. It's very, very, very cool. And we are going to integrate it into G2X inside the platform in the events database piece. So let me show you what it does. It's very cool. I'm going to go to LinkedIn real quick, and I'm going to grab my LinkedIn profile page, because you need a LinkedIn profile page for this one. So I'm going to grab it here, and I'm going to pop my LinkedIn right here and say, hey, AI GovCon events, give me all the events that are up and coming and tell me why I should attend, right? So let me give you the use case for this, or actually let me give you the workflow. Copy to clipboard, grab this whole thing here and send it to your boss as like, this is why I need to attend this. So it did your work for you basically, right? And then if you come on down, you can say that you're interested, you can check out the registration, you can share the event. You can come on down here and it's going to tell you how to maximize your event experience, enhancing your LinkedIn profile, And then it's going to tell you all of the trending GovCon events. And then if you go down here, you can submit an event. And also you can take a look at the calendar of events as well. And it's pretty funny too, because I know that from a government contractor perspective, we're like, I know there's a lot of events happening, but when you see it on a calendar like this, it really kind of lets you know, like, wow, we do a lot of things in a day. You could just spend all of your time going to events and you still wouldn't have enough time. So that was one exciting thing. The second thing I wanted to show you is that, on the top level G2X site, which is just G2X.com, we have a really cool blog, and I'm actually about to publish our next blog post, which these are all ones that we've done. I think this one was written by Brittany Winkler, who's our lead analyst for G2X. Yay, Brittany! And the one thing I want to point out is that we also put together a whole entire 2025 must attend event list, because we know there's just too many events out there. And everything that's in bold are the kind of events, well, they are the events where I myself will be. So if you wanted to track me down, say, hey, give me a high five, that'd be great. But it also kind of lets you know, some of these events, people are like, oh my gosh, I didn't know that HIMSS was so early this year and it's in Vegas. Like, yeah, here it is. Also, we've got vets being a big thing, vets 25, you got the small business conference coming up in New Orleans, lots of things. And if it's on this list, it's worth attending. That's kind of the whole point of this list. Also wanted to let you know that if you go back to G2X at the base level, this is actually what we call Lumen. And what this does is so what I wanted to do is I actually preloaded in Soup 6. And the only thing that you do, the way that you do this is you go to g2exchange.com/, and you can paste any SAM link there that you want. And it will kickstart Lumen. And Lumen was going to give you all of the attachments on SAM. Well, there's a whole bunch on Soup. It's wild. So then we're just going to grab the last one, and Amendment 11, the PDF, and I mean the PWS, and we're just going to hit start. So I don't think I'm going to talk your ear off for the next 10 minutes while it crunches through all of that data, but I just want to let you know that this here, what it's going to do is it's going to create a what do you call that? Like a ability to chat against the RFP or the RFI, whatever this is, the Soup 6, right? It was like, I guess, Q&A in this case. So what I did last time I did this was I was like, all right, can you summarize the new Q&A? And it was like, yes, past performance was updated. Yes, this was updated. This was updated. This was updated. Because you're looking at 8,000 questions and you don't want to spend your entire weekend going through them. Although, that being said, it is AI. So anytime you have billions of dollars resting on a decision, I would double check. That's just me thing. Also, it's going to give you some insights and some details and some, major things that you want to take a look at over here and give you a due date and all of those things. So this tool again is called Lumen, and it is free. It is actually free, just like the GovCon events tool is also free. So please feel free to use that. And going back to the site itself, this tool here is also free. So even if you don't have a G2X subscription, you can come in here and use this. But that being said, there are a couple of pieces that you cannot use if you're not a member. So one of those being you cannot claim your company profile, and also you cannot see subcontract past performance if you are not a corporate member of G2X. Okay, I've got 5 minutes left. Does anybody have any questions before I move on to GovAIQ and pipelines?
Don't see anything.
Okay. Hey, Marianne, how many people do we have on here on this training?
9.
9. Okay, cool. Excellent. Just making sure everybody's still alive and here with me. 9 people. Cool. Excellent. I'll keep going. So GovAIQ is our proposal automation co-pilot. And when you first click into it for the first time, if you have a G2X subscription at the corporate member level, you will have access to this. It's included. It's not an extra charge. So when you click that button and you pop over here, you have to verify your subscription just by logging into it. And then every other time you log in, you just be brought over here to log in. So when you do that, I didn't actually do it, but when you do it, I was gonna try to avoid going over this in too much detail, but I'll tell you what it does. So basically, you can upload, just like Lumen, some documents, and then rather than just chatting against, like, hey, what is the government asking for? Then you could actually have this tool build you a draft response. And really, we wanted to do two things. We wanted to take you from zero to pink in like, I don't know, like 15 minutes rather than days. And then we also wanted to make it so you didn't have to upload your past performance. So the good things about not uploading your past performance is that, yeah, it's not going to be stealing your data, right? And it's not going to be giving that to anybody else. But also, on the flip side of that coin is that it's not going to be super tailored, right? But you can / and it'll pop up a little thing, add your past performance and add it in. So there are ways, and there are ways. So that is GovAIQ. All right, I'm going to pop into our pipelines. I just clicked the pipeline button here, and it's saying which pipeline do you want to look at. And this is my AI pipeline. And this is the first glance I think anybody's had of pipelines out in the wild. So I'm excited to share this with you guys. You can actually see that we have built out, this system is very, very specific to GovCon. So you've got your market research, opportunity identification, qualification, planning, proposal development, proposal submission, notification award, and post-award transition. So if I pop into here, and of course, there's going to be a 404 because it's still in beta. There we go. See, it worked. Also, there's a bunch of Easter eggs of penguins around the site, and that the 404 is a penguin. I thought that was really cute. I found one. But okay, so let's go over this super quick because we've got 3 more minutes. So this is what the pipeline looks like here. And as I had mentioned, it is super tailored. So you've got your must-win star up at the top. You have your account name, record type, contract value, all these different things, the owner. And as you come down, we are going to give this a UX facelift in the next, before it goes out to everybody, because that's feedback we've already been given and that I've given the developers. But you can add your prime contractor name. Some of the cool pieces here are the opportunity calculated PWin and workshare that you can have here. You can have your quick capture notes here. You can also come on down and put in your MRAS RFI numbers. You've got your important dates. You've got your GovWin dates. So you can add all this in here, but it gets a little bit more exciting when you add in your G2X capture insights. You can actually, so rather than thinking about this like a pipeline, I like to think about it as a capture tool. This is a pure capture tool because you can pull in related opportunities, events, awards, all the things that pertain, articles, curated intelligence, put them all in here. And then when you present this to, your leadership as, hey, this is an opportunity I'm chasing, these are all the things, rather than having that kind of data living in some Excel or PowerPoint or, wherever else. I think PowerPoint was what I've seen the most of, actually. People having their capture plans in PowerPoint, like, okay, 1995 called and they want their capture plans back. So having them in your actual pipeline is a real step forward, not only for all of industry, but for G2X in a big way. And G2X is a big believer that this year is an innovate or die year for everybody. So we are coming in big, coming in hot. And with that being said, if there are no more questions, then I will wrap it up. But we're going to keep it open for questions. If anybody has any questions, 2 minutes. Any questions? All right. Well, thank you for attending. I hope you have a great day, and we look forward to seeing you out at an event sometime soon.